What's up? Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. First, can y'all hear me? All right. Hopefully, y'all can. If you can, give me a thumbs up. If you can't, it's okay. Well, I want to talk about things, and my what you call it. This is why I call it communication, loyalty, and just being trustworthy. Each and every day, we go through something in life with our significant other, no matter what it is. It could be the smallest argument, it can be a huge argument. At the end of the day, is to understand each other, know where each other coming from, and not worrying about what other people think. Sometimes we just got to listen to one another. Never bite off more you can chew in your relationship. Basically, that's what I'm saying. It's just one of those things where you have to realize that this is the person you love. This is the person that you care about. Why not go the distance with him or her? And I'm talking to some of the females out here. Listen, sometimes us guys, we get a little big headed. We don't know how to apologize. We can't say I'm sorry. But when we in the wrong, we actually have to apologize. Um, it's just sometimes when you have a big enough ego that you can't oversee the damage or the emotional thing that you go through, that you literally go through, and it's crazy because at times we try to figure out why are we are like why is it so hard for us to get along? Why is it so hard for us to understand each other? You know, some people haven't been in serious relationships before. It's hard to trust one another because of the damage of what happened in your past. I'm not speaking of mine. You see, when you forget about your past and think about your future, that's what it matters. That's where loyalty, communication, honesty, trust, and always being there for one another, no matter what it is. And I'm saying this because I'm 36 years old. I don't got time for the games or the BS, and I'm in love. Um, I knew this woman for a long, long time. She's my everything. But it's not the big things. It's the small things. When you say I love you or I care about you. When you do not go outside of a relationship, that's the most important part. But trust also play a factor in this. It does. Trust is always one of those factors where a man, yo, do you trust me? A woman, oh, do you trust me? Yeah, trust is a big factor. It is a big factor because without trust, why even give a relationship a try? Why even go out on a limb and put your heart back out there? You got some men that fucks up, but not cheating wise. Anything can happen. But I'm gonna tell you this: it takes the right person to bring out the right thing in the right person. Let me say this: it takes a good enough person to bring out the best in a man or a woman. See, some women are so shielded and so blinded by what happened in the past, they can't cut that other person a break. Again, I'm not talking about me. See, let me reiterate. When it comes down to a relationship standpoint, when it comes down to loving each other, caring about each other, being there for each other, wanting to make each other better without hurting each other, that's one thing we face as human beings. We all have flaws. None of us is perfect. but we strive to be perfect. Always remember, when we were younger, we fucked up. Excuse me. When we get older, we mess up. The older we get, the more wiser we get, the more mind boggling things that is out here. You have to realize that things happen for a reason. It's either to show you something that you're supposed to get out of it, or you're supposed to leave that alone. But see, I am one of those people that always end up doing the right thing, not the wrong thing. See, when you do the right thing, then you can actually say that it was worth a try. Each and every day we put ourselves out there on the limb. We put our hearts out there. We pour our sweat, our blood, our tears, everything and anything that makes us us. We open it up to the environment. Especially if you got a big heart and a loving soul, and you as gentle as a giant. When it comes to the relationship point, you got people that tell lies. You got females and males that tell lies. But the sneakier ones are the ones that say, "Oh, they're not doing anything," but they end up doing something. You always gotta put the positive. You always gotta keep it straight up. You gotta keep the positive, and realize that, hey, listen, maybe things are not all what it seems. That's why I was taught to never, never treat somebody like trash. Always treat somebody the opposite. Always realize that when you wrong, you wrong. In a relationship, it takes two people to make it right, not just one. It takes two people. And when I mean two people, I mean two people that's going to love each other, take care of each other, be there for one another. Always remember that when you wanting your man to mess up, or when you want your woman to mess up, there is somebody else that sees your man more attractive and more thoughtful than others, and more protective than others. When you man a man mess up, there's another man on the side. But that's beside the point. We're talking about communication, keeping an open line of communication. Text your girl, text your man. Call your girl, call your man. Video chats, whatever. To keep that communication thing open, because if you don't keep it open, what are you gonna do? What is it you're gonna do? Because if you communicate with somebody, if you communicate with that person you with, there should be a problem. If you have trust in that person, it shouldn't be a problem. If that person is loyal to you, this is what I mean. Loyal. When a man got more female numbers in his phone than like, not, he don't got his family numbers in there. He just got female numbers in there, and he say they friends, but yeah, he did something with that one friend. That's a problem. Same thing with females. See, females got male friends, okay? And the thing is this: some females don't know the mindset of a man that's in their phone. See, that man think, hey, you think you're just friends with that man. Yeah, we just friends, but they want something more. If you ever been tempted, or if one of your friends ever tempted to kiss you, have sex with you, invite you over to the house where it's just you and them, or my favorite, text you out of nowhere. You got their number. You on the phone with them all night. Same with men. I mean, y'all do the same. I mean, we do the same thing. You got, instead of communicating with your girl, you're communicating with a female that's not your girl. Instead of talking to your man, you communicate with a man that's not your man. How are you going to talk to another person and not talk to each other, even when that person is unreachable? Text him, write him, make sure he okay. Same thing with you men. Text her, write her, make sure she okay, because she's your best friend. She's the love of your life. She's the essence of your soul. And to realize that when it's late, too late in the game, listen, hey, it's foul ups. When you realize the tragic tale of how you let a man go because of something that happened, it wasn't sex wise, nothing. And when you find out something that's crazy with the female and it wasn't sex wise, it was something else, you let them go because of the smallest things. What do that make you? Easy to give up. How easy are you to give up on somebody that truly love you, truly understand you? Whereas though they say relationships should be built to last. Yeah, that is a fact. Relationships should be built to last. But let me ask you a question. When was the last time you was in a relationship with somebody that truly loved and cared about you? When was the last time you was in a relationship with somebody that took that time to get to know you? When was the last time you was in a relationship with a man or woman that never wanted to get in your pants at that first try? Did he ever say, "Hey, listen, we're friends. I'm just trying to get to know you"? Or did you ever say, "Hey, look, man, I'm just trying to get to know you. I'm not trying to go to that level of to the point where I'm actually trying to get in your pants." That's not the factor. In order to know a woman, in order to know a man, you have to know their heart first. Sometimes looks can be deceiving. No, all the time looks can be deceiving. A person can be pretty as hell, fine, damn, but all at the same time, their heart can be ugly as hell. And the only thing they want is what's between your legs. You got to realize this. Most women are not objects that you can use and abuse and throw away. Most men are not objects out here that you can use and throw away. But what I can tell you this: if you don't have trust, honesty, if you're not loyal to that person you with, despite anything y'all ever been through, you're the one that needs help. You're the one that have that problem. Stop being so fucking petty. And I'm gonna say fucking petty. That's why what I put up here is not for kids. That's why it's censored. When you are a woman enough to admit when you wrong, then you can talk about something. But when you actually try to play the victim, when you try to play the victim, same thing with you men. When you try to play the fucking victim and literally make a female feel as low as she can get, what do that make you? Nothing but a fucking bully. Same thing with you women. You try to throw certain shit up in a man's face. Mm. Whatever you put out in the universe, you get back 20 times fold. Because you want to know why so much hell is in your life. It's because you just chose to do the opposite thing and play in the devil's playground instead of steering the course and doing what you got to do to actually be with your man or be with your woman and literally make things work. You could be in a long distance relationship, a short distance relationship. Y'all could be in the same state. That doesn't mean that it's always gonna be peaches and berries or juices and berries or butterflies and bumblebees. Because at the end of the day, the most sweetest thing can be always bad for you. Can be somewhat bad for you. It's like having a cup of tea or a cup of coffee, and you want it to taste right, but not that sweet. So you actually put enough sugar in there so it can actually balance itself out. It's just like a relationship. You put enough love in it, and you'll see how sweet that tastes without it getting you sick. Some females want they want room. They want you to let them breathe. Some men let me breathe. And when it comes down to the marriage sorts, and you know when you find that woman, that perfect man that you want to be with them. Don't try to have your cake and eat it too. Women, men, don't try that because at the end of the day, when you try to have your cake and eat it too, somebody else is looking at that piece of cake and finding it mighty delicious. That's men and women. Realize it's always realize it's always a reason why We go through what we go through. It's always a reason why you go through hell in your relationship. It's always a reason why you go through what you go through. There's not the and only reason why is that because you the one that literally put yourself through that hell. You asked for that hurt. You asked for that pain. Realizing realizing everything happens for a reason. Why not? Why not say fuck all? Why not say miss all the bullshit? And this is my man. This is my woman. And don't let nothing come between y'all. Not even family, because sometimes family can cause division in relationships in marriages. But if your bond is strong enough to withstand the test of time, to uphold its legacy in being the most dominant relationship or marriage that you have because it's yours. It's your relationship. Nobody can contradict that. Don't let people try to put things in your ear. Oh, she's no good for you. Oh, he's no good for you. Listen, when you realize that he is good for you or she is good for you and they already moved on, who fault is that? That you listen, yours. Because you wanted to so bad to believe everything the person saying, but it wasn't true. Looks can be deceiving. I learned that a long time ago. When you play with fire, you gonna get burnt. That basically means when it comes to the matter of the heart. When you play with somebody's heart, the outcome is not gonna be pretty. You have to love each other. You have to understand each other. Want to know everything it is to know about each other. Take necessary precautions to make sure each other's safe. So, with that being said, communication. Pick up a phone, text. If they don't text, call. If they don't like having their phone up to the air and stuff like that, text them, video call. Let them see your face. Let them hear your voice. Let them see your words. That's communication. Communication is always key in a relationship. Trust. Trust is always good in a relationship too because without trust, you got nothing. Some relationships are built on the boundaries of trust. Some relationships are built on a boundary of being honest. But mostly all relationships are built on a boundary of a combination love, trust, honesty, and loyalty, plus communication. See, when you so busy out there chatting with your friends, chatty chat 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 on the phone with your friend, girl, da da da, oh, homie, look, she that one person you're supposed to be talking to around 9 o'clock at night, 10 o'clock at night, 11 o'clock at night, 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning. If they're not asleep, it's her or him. See, it's good to have friends, but when your friends become a problem in your life and you start to intercept or interfere in their life when it's not your life, when it's not your life to live at all, why are why in the hell would you end up would you literally end up interfering in their relationship or any of their life matters? Like, and that's real. That's real. That's not fake. That's real. I'm telling you this because I see a lot of it happening. A person gets so comfortable. A person gets so damn comfortable in their life. My mic keeps falling out. A person gets so comfortable in their life and they develop a lifestyle of interfering in business that's not theirs at all. Like at all. And I'm wondering why. Do they feel some type of purpose when they intercede into somebody relationship, in somebody marriage, in somebody family affair? Like what is the true reason of that nature? Oh, you want to get pointers. You want to get pointers. You want to get pointers. Question is, did you ever go through that? Are you going through that now? Are you? No, you're not. Realizing that certain business you shouldn't ask about and you shouldn't be in, no matter if it's family, friend, or foe. When you interfere in that, you're making yourself part of the situation or part of the problem. Same thing with relationships. Hello, I'm live. When you literally don't have the common sense that you were born with, but you call yourself Doctor Help, Mister Fix It, or some you got some guys that interfere in they homie relationship, and you got females that constantly do that, literally constantly. There's no break in it. Some of them, not all of them. If a communication problem is between that girl and that man, leave them be. Let them be. If it's a conversation between two parents, let them be. Let them be. For goodness sake, it had nothing to do with you. A person can talk about most weirdest things. Can talk about hey, they can be talking to somebody else and they be like, hey, what you think about this new phone? And the other person want to be the overseer. Hey, yo, you know what? I think you should get that phone too. It's perfect. It's a perfect phone. Okay, you automatically you inject yourself in somebody else's conversation, communication. For what reason? Make yourself feel good. To think you actually doing a good deed and shit. Like seriously, I send you a link. At the end of the day, realize four things: relationship, friendships are all in the same category. Relationships and friendships all in the same category. When you are with your mate, that basically person, the one that you love, the one that you're with, that's not only your friend, that is your friend. I just got a message from online. Actually, oh, okay. I guess you want to play the game. They become your friend too. Not only your friend, but they become that person that holds you together. Ain't that right? You know, when I could say a couple years ago, before I moved up here to Texas, it was it was like set. It was written in stone that the woman that I love, the woman that I call my wife, my fiance, she's the best part of me, like the big ass part of me. Like she balancing me out. When I'm feeling not myself, when I'm down, she's there to comfort me. When I have like when my emotions are high, she's there. You know, all at the same time, I try to figure out what I try to figure out what did I do to deserve a beautiful woman like that. For she's intelligent, she's a good mother, and she is very, very, very sweet. All in the same time. And got a daughter together, and holding her in my arms, and she made me be a better person, a better man, a good father. I missed out on 4 years of her life, and And I do feel I put myself down all the time because my 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 heart my heart gets heavy every time I think about my little girl. Damn, she's only 9 years old, and I missed out on so much, so much. You know, she's the reason why I am the way I am. You know, I'm very protective when it comes down to her. I'm very protective of my mother too. Like real shit. There's nothing you can tell me that I ain't already heard. Um, that's why communication is top tier. That's why I do what I do to have enough time with her because I miss out on so many things. You know, I get called for school, you know, schoolwork, help them out, but she do more of the pushing than I do. Um, but I help here and there when she asks me. Just hearing my daughter say, "Daddy, Daddy, I love you, Daddy." Um, she read me a book once. Do a lot of dad jokes. It's funny as hell. And we used to have this scene, you know. We used to have this saying, you know. We used to say, "See you later, alligator," and "Bye, wild crocodile." And I miss having that interaction with her because that was the best part. Besides spending time with my wife, my fiance, the love of my life, the best of my soul. But it was fun when all three of us was together. You know, I'm going way back to my back. First time I saw her, 2005. It was after I came back from Missouri. I think I think it was after I came back from Missouri. But anywho, the best part of of that relationship and what was just building a rapport. You know, constantly talk on the phone mostly. We text. We was on Voxer. Um, went out dates. Went out with friends, whatever. But the most time that meant to me was when it was three of us without a third party. As sure, I saw her before graduation. Um, but why I'm saying this because when it's like trust, honesty, communication, love, devotion, when it's about putting your all into a relationship or a marriage or anything you do in life, you have to be 100% committed. Some people say they're 100% committed, but they have some other intentions. That's why with me, it's like, hey, listen, I'm all in. I'm 100% in. I might be down here in Texas, but hey, listen, I am making this work the best that I can. Sometimes, you know, with those nights, you know, you got those cold nights, you got those hot nights, you got those nights where you're alone and you lay in your bed or you go for a walk or you take a shower and you think about all the good things, none of the bad things, because everybody had the ups and downs. The grass is never greener on the other side. But life is what you make it. You know, you gotta trust in your partner. You gotta love your partner. Never step out of the boundaries of your relationship. Even if that person didn't call it off. Even if that person is in a hospital bed and she or he, let me get this straight. I'm not talking about me. when it's he or she, you got to realize that that person besides your family is the only thing y'all got. The only thing y'all got was each other. Like y'all saw, like it just one of those things where you have to be captivating and understanding the love, the love that is there. Look past all the negativity. Look past all the misunderstandings, and you gotta go for the goal. Forget the fact that yeah, some people put 100% into their relationship. Some people put more than 100% into their relationship. It's more of not compromising, but it's more of listen, being there for one another. Even if when the other person's not there, even when the other person is not there, you always have to realize, always remember, not only the love that y'all share, but the memories y'all made. See, I had to stop thinking of my past. It's a good thing that I stopped thinking about my past because my past was very depressing. But my future is more brighter than it's ever been and amazing. It took amazing what it took. Long conversations, long text messages, long face chats, sometimes sleepless nights,